Okay, now be honest, am I the only one that has ever bought something and in the morning woken up and thought, did I really buy that? This is the story of my refurbishment by trial and by error. And little did I realise that my favourite tool would become this, which is a multi-tool, and in particular this, which was used to go down beside the stainless steel and saw off the nuts, because they'd all got corroded. You couldn't undo them, and it was occurring to me whilst I was doing this, would I be able to replace them, because they were pretty standard Whitworth 3/16, but I managed it. And so join me on my story. So this is what I bought. This is the absolute bargain I bought. I bought a Taylor's paraffin heater that looks absolutely knackered. The burner unit is shot, the back plate is shot, the whole thing is shot, and I managed to get a friend to fabricate a new top for me and do a bit of welding for me. So I've got the bare bones to start to replace and put this thing back together. So on this horrible drizzly mizzly morning, what could be better than to have two presents? One is the new burner unit that's arrived, and I'm not going to tell you how much this cost. Well, I might as well. It cost over £200. I think if I'd thought about it, I might have been able to get it prefabricated, but stainless is funny stuff to work with, I'm told. And the other thing that's happened is my friend has managed to weld this, so I've now got a working base to put my burner unit in. So I'm now going to go into the shed and start putting it all together again. So welcome to my flat pack of IKEA Taylors. So this is the back unit. This is one of the sides with the lock on it. This is the other side. This is the new inner back plate that a friend of mine has prefabricated for me. He did also, whatever you call that, spot weld, is it? So I cleaned up the old one, but it still had a hole in it, and he did put a new plate on it, but he said, I've also done you a new one, and he didn't actually charge me for it. But if I tell you, if you wanted to buy that from Blake's Tailors, that would be £100. So the only thing that I really spent money on, and he welded that for me as well, the only thing I've really spent money on is this new burner unit, which cost me £200. But as I say, I wonder if that could have been fabricated. There's probably people watching this going, yes, you muppet, it could have been fabricated. But it's done now. So I've now just got to put it all together again. But before I do anything, I'm just going to light my Taylor's 072 diesel stove, which I bought as a piece of junk and have refurbished it and put a flue liner in. If you want to see how I did that, there's a couple of YouTube videos on those. One of them's called putting a double skin flue in a man, woman, person shed, and the other one is restoring a Taylor's 072 diesel stove. So I've got this down to a fine art now. So what have we got here? So we've got a few tools. I'm hoping I'm just going to need a screwdriver, a small set of pliers, or possibly tiny spanner, and then it's just a question of getting it all in the right order. Nylon polishing mops. I've got my Dremel, I've got a mask, I've got some more bits and bobs in there, I've got my overalls, and then for the bigger bits I've got a proper polishing wheel. So I just need to go and find my earplugs, and I'll be good to go. Right, stinky overalls on, mask on, headphones on, gloves on. We'll start with a medium polishing mop, I think. To be honest, I was expecting them to come out of the ultrasonic cleaner looking as clean as this, and hopefully put together as well. But obviously I was expecting a bit much. Everything's all clean, as far as it can be. So we've got this. Let's go like that down, or like that up. Down or up. But because these have got a kind of lock nut on, they don't hand tighten, so I'm going to have to put a spanner or similar on the end there, and here we go. Repeat, select, fasten, repeat. So that's going to go in there. Right, that's one side in. So select, screw, repeat. Right, here we go. Right, so sides are on and it locks. Putting in the burner, which I'm hoping this burner is just going to very nicely sit in there, but it doesn't want to play. Oh, there we go. Just a bit tight, perfect. It sits on there, and then it's the back bit. Right, so we've got the top on. Doesn't look quite straight to me, but all the screws go where they should. Before I put the back on, literally just as I was trying to locate the screws, what did I find? That there were two bolts that go in there, so you've got two on this side, two on this side, and two at the back that hold the top on. I just found that out in time. So I've got one remaining bolt. I've spent ages finding the right nut for it, and as I was trying to fit it and fiddle-faddling around, it went plop and has disappeared. Right, I've had to do, that wasn't quite level to start with, so I didn't think it would matter, but of course one of these wouldn't go in, so I've had to loosen these, fiddle-faddle around, and now it's all looking good, and the only thing left, apart from the dreaded burner, is to put the inner back. On the outer back, now I've got these to him. Two things. One, if you decide to put this lip the other way up, you can reconstruct everything, but when you put the top on, this burner is ever so slightly too high. So you have to deconstruct everything, turn it the other way up so that this is up, and redo it, which is what I've done. And having done that, I'm wondering why, when I close it up, there's no nuts at this end. I'm wondering why this is coming away a little bit at the top. And then I think to myself, hang on, this has got a little lip. Maybe the lip goes over there. So, I don't have to completely dismantle it, but I've got to do a bit more work. Once this is done up, barring accidents, this is all, and the top is as solid as a rock. I've just got to reassemble the burner, install it, and then comes the dreaded testing, where paraffin goes everywhere, yellow flames everywhere, and eventually it burns properly. Burner unit check. Top on check. Nylon washer on. Check. Fuel drip tray on check. Burner support already on. Don't panic, Captain Manry. This always happens. Aha! Oh yes it is. So, let's just find the that goes over there. That comes up there. This goes on top. I just realised, because this isn't a stove, I don't actually want the handle pointing this way, I want it pointing that away. So it's all too tight. So I think we're good to go. All we need to do now is connect the fuel supply to there, and we're good. I just realised that the all the made up fuel lines I had are with other tailors, so I'm going to have to make one from scratch. Never mind, these things are sent to trials. We need a CTK 2391, known to some nerdy people as a fuel line nipple.